I just turned the camera on. What are you eating? Chocolate. 3, 2, 1, action! Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Long time no see. Today we are actually just gonna go out to the farm. We go out to the farm every afternoon, and today we thought we would bring you along with us and show you a typical afternoon for us. It is almost winter time here in Australia, so it's getting very, very chilly, hence the reason that we are very rugged up. But we actually have a few updates to talk to you about when we're out there. So we're just gonna do another walk and talk type video and show you what's been happening since we haven't been posting very much.
Once in the last 6 months. I classify that as a bit more, a bit less than a bit, whatever.
Less than a bit much.
Yeah.
I think we only posted like 5 or 6 videos last year too. That's so bad. We also need to get into the routine of doing it because it's not all just having time, it's more like, oh my god, can't be bothered. Because it takes a lot of energy to edit.
To look this good.
To look this good, yeah. Anyway, we have lots to talk to you about and to tell you, and there are a few little changes around the farm. So that's what we're gonna do today. Give us a thumbs up if you are keen to see this video and if you're glad to see us posting. Anyway, oh, also, we are only like 40 subscribers from 1,000. So if you haven't, please subscribe. If you subscribe, we promise we'll post more. All right.
$1 million.
We don't even have $1 million. Anyway, we'll see you at the farm.
Bye.
So a few little updates with our cows. So our calves are almost 4 months old. Some of them are 4 months, but the others will just are a little bit behind. We no longer have our bull, Norman. If you remember from way back, we got a bull on lease. We went and picked him up and it was the worst freaking thing ever. It was our first like full-on encounter with bulls and transporting cows, and it was not the best experience. So we don't have Norman anymore. Norman's gone to go live with like 50-something drought masters.
Having the time of his life.
Our farm apparently wasn't big enough for him because he was nothing but trouble the entire time he was here. He was constantly breaking out of our fences, going next door where there's like...
It's massive area.
There's a massive paddock and it's not level, you can't see anything, it's all bushy, so we were like constantly having to try and find him, and it didn't seem to matter what you did to the fence. He always found a way of getting out. Anyway, so out with the old and in with the new, we have a brand new bull on lease.
A little boy. Atta boy. Just kick that nice close.
He's currently drinking off of one of the mums, which is a bit weird, but he is actually doing his job, and we've seen signs of him doing his job, and it is...
I can post video of that.
It is disgusting. Our calves are doing amazing. We've had heaps and heaps of rain, so they're getting so much from the grass that we've got. There's a massive difference between last year's calves and this year's calves. Both of our dams are full. They actually overflowed before we even had the big amount of rain that we had. How much rain have we had?
I think we've had just over 400 mils. So we've had like as much rain this year already as what we had all of last year, and I think double the amount of rain we had the year before that. So, which
is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you can see or not, but down there, there's all that water down there. Apparently that's normal, but we've just never seen it. Plenty of feed around. Anyway, we're gonna let these cows out and then we'll move over to the next one because we've got something else to show you in that paddock.
hi guys. So this stuff here So this paddock here is a paddock that we decided this year we would oversow with different grasses, new grasses, better grasses. We sprayed out the paddock. Some areas died off better than others, and then we oversowed with 4 different types of grasses and a couple of different types of legumes. And this is the end result. So this was actually the first section we did through here. It's mostly, as you can see, these flower heads are Rhodes grass, Bambatsi panic, Gatton panic, and there's also digit grass in here. So they're the 4 types of grasses. And then we've got 3 types of legumes. If you don't know what legumes are, they're a plant that's high in protein and they're good at putting nitrogen back into the ground for the grass. So we've done this to improve the pasture. This is called pasture improvement. So these grasses have a longer growing period and a better feed quality than say the native grasses in the other paddock. So the other grasses now will actually start to decline in growth, and this paddock, it will start to decline as well, but it'll hang on a little bit longer and it will kick back in earlier when it starts to warm up again. So we're going to get a longer season out of it. Also, we planted in the bottom section, that last section we planted, which the grasses haven't taken off as well. I'm not too sure why yet, but we did throw in some medics as well, and we might get some medics, which are a winter growing crop, come up throughout this area because we did do that last year, so we might get some of them come up as well.
Alright, welcome to the vegetable garden. We've actually got not as many things growing in the vegetable garden as we normally would. Michael and I have sort of just decided that we're only going to try and grow the things that we actually eat regularly, which sounds stupid to say because like that's what we should have been doing from the start. When you start a vegetable garden, you want to grow all of these things and try all these different whatevers, but just master the things you're going to eat, like instead of trying all these different things. I could grow something and I'd have no idea how to cook it, and I probably wouldn't even like it, so what's the point of wasting my time? Anyway, so our strawberry garden is starting to come back. As it's getting colder, the strawberries start taking off and we should start seeing some fruit early winter, which is very exciting. We're actually going to pull out half of these strawberries and transplant them into this garden. Hopefully we'll be able to do that or start some of that this weekend. In this garden just here, we have some potato. Behind the potatoes, something pretty exciting. We actually have planted some garlic, which we've never grown before.
So it'll be interesting to see how we go.
It will be interesting to see how we go with that. I know that they take quite a while to grow. How many did you plant in there?
Maybe 20.
In that small space? So Michael says he's planted about 20. We've heard that they do not like weeds, so we have to make sure that this back section is weed free 90% of the time. Anyway, in this garden beside it, any guesses as to what this is? Look at that! How pretty is that flower? So this bed here is our sweet potato bed. The most common vegetables that Michael and I eat is potatoes and sweet potatoes. Also carrots. We don't mind strawberries, but we don't actually buy strawberries from the shops just because they're like so expensive. And we can grow our own, and when they are in season, we get so many, we're sort of like done for the year, eh? Last year we ate so many strawberries, we didn't even want to look at a strawberry.
Hopefully this year we'll be able to do some jams.
Yeah, that's something that we want to look into. Hopefully this year we'll be able to get plenty and save them from mice and birds. And we might be able to look into experimenting with some strawberry jam. Anyway, so over here we have a whole heap of pumpkin vines and we've got a whole heap of pumpkins growing. About 6 months I planted them and they were sort of just chilling. They sent off a couple of runs, but then when we had all that recent rain, they've just taken off and they've got so many pumpkins everywhere. So we're going to be fully set for making pumpkin soup. Actually, Tamika, my sister, that you guys have met a few times on my channel, I haven't spoken to her about it, but we're actually going to be doing a pumpkin cooking video. She's really good at making pumpkin soup. She probably knows a better recipe than I do. And I just thought it would be an awesome an awesome day in the kitchen making pumpkin soup with my homegrown pumpkins with my sister. I thought that would be awesome. So let me know in the comments, Tamika, if you're keen on doing that video. You can see just like, there's just so many vines. If I was to take a guess of how many pumpkins we actually have, I'd say probably 25 to 30. But we don't know if all of those are actually going to come to maturity because, as I've mentioned, it is getting colder, and when it starts getting cold, pumpkins sort of tend to die off before they're due to be picked. If I do get a whole heap of pumpkins, I'm not going to eat 20 pumpkins this year. I know you can save them, so we'll look at how to keep pumpkins so that they last quite a while, because I would like to have pumpkins sort of like throughout the year. But family and friends, if you guys want some pumpkin and we got pumpkin, hit us up.
$5 a kilo.
Not $5 a kilo, you crazy? $10 a kilo. This is homegrown. Anyway, this little sucker is our raspberry bush. We've actually had a whole heap of raspberries come off it. Those ones aren't looking the best, but we have had some pretty awesome raspberries. So these ones here are the older ones, and then it's actually shot up some new raspberry canes, and then just randomly here another raspberry plant's come up. So hopefully we might be able to transplant him over along.
Straight through here.
Straight through there.
Raspberries, raspberries, come get your raspberries.
So I don't know if you guys can like fully get a feel of the layout of our veggie area, but shed's up there. Just beside the shed we have our fruit forest, which is where all of our trees are. So our fruit trees are over here, and then across we've got the vegetable garden, pumpkins, and then down here obviously the raspberry area. Behind the raspberry area, that tree there is our mulberry tree. We are planning on getting probably another 3 mulberry trees, and we'll put them down there as well. But we're thinking this entire area here will be sort of like our berry grove type thing, with a couple of trees and possibly even what?
Grapes.
Grapes!
Bilkurra wine, here we come.
Yeah, well, you probably don't know, but I actually quite enjoy wine, but I don't think we'd be able to grow enough.
Probably not.
We'd probably get enough for 100 mils of wine. That'd probably be about it. Anyway, so the other day Michael and I planted 2 new trees, and then the day after Michael went ahead and planted another one. So we'll go up to the fruit forest and we'll give you a look at the new additions over there. Let's go. Boom! Alright, so now we are in the fruit forest. We gave you a little fruit forest update in the last video, but we've got new trees, so let's show you the new trees. Michael will show you.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Firstly, before we get to the new trees, this guava tree, which is over here, cannot...
We've just had no luck with this guava tree.
It's growing really well.
Yeah, when he's growing.
About a year ago, he was looking really good. Norman got out.
Norman got out, run it over.
Grew really back really well, and it was looking really good. It was this tall all the way around, nice and bushy. And then the other day, the cows got out again.
Destroyed it.
And destroyed this. So, it'll come back again, but it's just gonna take that much longer.
It was looking really good. It was honestly one of the best trees, the best looking trees we had in the actual fruit forest.
These are the originals through here. So you can see this was the first row with the guava. And then we went to the mandarin, the oranges and the macadamias, and back up through the lemons and apples. The mango down the back. And the plum tree. And then we've brought the fruit forest over this way a little bit. So here we've planted 2 imperial mandarins. Any tips on leaf miner? I know leaf miner is a really hard thing to control, and probably wouldn't really worry about it if it was on a big tree. Yeah, they lose all their leaves, and you can just see they call leaf miner because they actually do like mine the internal of the leaf. So you can sort of see how they mine the internal of the leaf there. On that side you can see the squiggly lines through it. So that's a little pest inside the leaf, between the leaf, eating it out. And then eventually the leaf it curls up and it just all sort of disintegrates and falls apart. The kumquat tree had it bad when we first put it in, and I sprayed it with neem oil. It actually lost a lot of the leaves, but it's come back and it's now in full fruit, so it's looking good.
So these two new mandarin trees were actually a gift from my mum. She gave us a Bunnings gift card for Christmas, and we're like, yep, let's get some mandarins. Imperial mandarins are my favorite mandarin. We do have another tree in here, it's the Murcott. So this one here is the other oh, Jesus Christ. So this is the Murcott, and I don't know if you can see, but there are a couple of little fruits on it. So hopefully this citrus season we might get a couple. This bad boy here is our orange tree. It's got some fairly new shoots happening. It's getting a bit of height to it. Looks awesome. And we've had a piece of fruit on this tree for so many months.
I think it's starting to ripen. It's got a little orangey.
There it is there. Look how good that looks. We've only got one, but fingers crossed it will be alright. There's a couple little holes in it. Hopefully it's not going to be rotten.
Wait and see.
See what happens.
You can see here, this is the leaf miner. That's what they do. See how that's all gone? So they just eat away the leaves totally.
So not only did we plant 2 new mandarin trees, but we also added another lemon tree. So this is one of our current lemon trees. This is one of the oldest ones, and it is just covered in flowers. So fingers crossed we'll get some fruit off this bad boy. And that is a little lemon right there. Nothing too special other than a lemon, but honestly that lemon will probably just drop off. And this girl, we think it's a girl, this is Tweety. This is Penny's baby. I don't know if you guys remember, but a few months ago I posted a picture of Penny and her baby on the page. I also posted it to the Roots and Refuge Farm Facebook page, which then they use as their monthly media picture, which was really cool. But shortly after that, our silky Penny got really sick. We don't really know what happened to her. She just wasn't herself, and then eventually she actually died. So that's a bit of a bummer. But she's buried underneath the first mandarin tree, so it's sort of sentimental. It'll be sentimental. Hopefully that tree grows a bit better. But that's her baby, and she's all full of character. We'll continue in the fruit forest. We've actually got a kumquat. Kumquat?
Come what?
Kumquat?
Kumquat.
Kumquat. If you don't know what a kumquat is, you and me both, because I've got no idea. Michael?
They're like little oranges. They I don't think they get very big, sort of only an inch and a bit long. And they get, these ones here, you can actually eat the rind and all. So it's going to be interesting. I've never had one, but they're supposed to be really nice. But this tree is just absolutely covered in fruit at the moment.
I would say that there's probably over 100 of those little tiny kumquats on this tree. If you know the best way to eat them, or you know recipes, things that you can do with them, please leave them in the comments or just privately message us on the Facebook page, because we'd love that. We're going to definitely get some fruit this year, so let us know. Anyway, just give you one more tree update. This is our Bowen mango tree. Getting a whole lot of height in it now. It's me standing right beside it. I'm like 6 foot, and it is just a little bit taller than me, which is awesome. Some different colors up there. Mango leaves smell like mangoes. Sure do.
Maybe.
Skeptic.
Not convinced.
I love the smell of mangoes. I actually really like eating mangoes. Michael's not a huge fan of mangoes, which is absolutely crazy. But that's fine, it means I'll get all the mangoes. So basically that is what we do when we come out to the farm. The first thing we do is let the cows out, then we'll make our way over to the chicken coop. If not, then it'll be you go let the cows out, I go let the chickens out. We sort of do what we need to do with like feeds and stuff, and that's pretty much all that we have time for in the afternoons during this time of the year, because the days are just way shorter. Alright guys, so that is it from us today in this video. The sun is about to set over that ridge. All that we have to do now is lock up the cows and then we'll be good to go home. As I mentioned before, we're only 40 subscribers away from 1,000, so if you haven't, we'd appreciate it if you did subscribe and like this video. It does help our channel out heaps. Not too sure if I mentioned it or not, but we're actually camping out at the farm this Saturday night. Almost 3 weeks ago, we had my family, my cousins come out and we all camped out here. It was the best weekend ever. They hadn't come out to the farm before and they were able to see it firsthand, which was awesome. They ended up camping out for 3 nights. 3 nights of camping, bonfires, drinks. It was just a really good time.
Tent's still up.
Our tent is still up. We haven't pulled it down because we were planning on camping again over the long weekend. But this weekend we are camping out. So today is Thursday. We'll be camping out here Saturday night. And we've got a fair few things that we want to get through over the weekend, hence the reason that we're camping. We'll have a bonfire, we'll have a few drinks. We might even do some fireweed, some nighttime weed pulling. Have we still got those headlamps?
No.
Anyway, we might get some. Alright, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.
Bye.
Bye-bye.